Good evening, Screamer. My name is James, and this is Scream Stream, your spoiler-free guide for horror entertainment. For more Scream Stream, check out ScreamPod.com. Before I get into this week's episode, I do want to let you know of a few changes that are coming to the format. First, full episodes like this one will no longer have a movie review. Instead, I'll be focusing on horror news of the week and the new streaming releases, as well as physical releases, as long as there's like a special edition physical release. And those usually come from Scream Factory, Arrow, or Vinegar Syndrome. All of my movie reviews are going to be posted over on TikTok, where I've been doing them so far, at least until YouTube lets us upload shorts that are longer than 60 seconds long. If you're not following me on TikTok, you probably should be, because I do post extra content over there as well, and I have some more videos coming out this week. And if you'd like to follow me over there, it's tiktok.com/ScreamStream. Now, video versions of the full episodes like this one will also be available on Spotify through the Anchor.com publishing platform that I use for the podcast, as well as the audio version. Now, those audio versions will also still be available in Apple iTunes and podcatchers and whatever other podcast app you happen to use. And with all that said, I would like to get back to posting regular episodes here on YouTube. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into the episode. First up is a story that I covered on TikTok a few days ago, and this is regarding massive layoffs that are currently happening at AMC. These layoffs are also affecting AMC's two streaming platforms, AMC Plus and Shudder. In a memo sent to AMC staff from CEO James Dolan, he claims that the layoffs are due to customers cord cutting, thus resulting in a decrease in subscriber base. Dolan also states that, quote, It was our belief that cord cutting losses would be offset by gains in streaming. This has not been the case. We are primarily a content company, and the mechanisms for the monetization of content are in disarray. I kind of disagree with that, but that's neither here nor there. It's just unfortunate that people are losing their jobs, and I feel like if AMC had planned better, they wouldn't have had this much of an issue, especially in today's content delivery climate. Things are going to streaming. Twitch is able to survive. YouTube is doing pretty well. There are other streaming services are also doing pretty well. You just have to know how to monetize your content. And it is unfortunate, but hopefully Shudder will not be affected. We hope. We can only hope. But I also hope that those folks who were laid off can find new jobs quickly, and they won't be hurting for very long. Jon Cho and Catherine Waterston will headline Sony Blumhouse and Depth of Field's They Listen. This is a upcoming horror film being directed by Chris Weitz. It should be released August 25th of 2023. And as of right now, it is the only wide release of that weekend. Now, if you need a little reminder of who Jon Cho is, especially within the horror community, he was in the micro-budget film Searching, which actually ended up grossing $26 million at the box office. They Listen marks the 11th collaboration between Cho and Weitz. The plot is still under wraps. Nobody really knows what's going on, but they are currently filming in Los Angeles. Chloe Okuno has been named director of the new installment of Fear Street. There's no word on whether this is going to be a single film or another trilogy. In case you don't know who Chloe Okuno is, she directed the segment Storm Drain for VHS 94, which was probably the only segment worth watching in that entire film. She also directed 2022's Watcher, and she's currently involved in Showtime's series for Let the Right One In. And finally, the Soska Sisters are adapting American Mary into a series. American Mary was released in 2012 and tells the story of Mary Mason, a medical student sent into the world of underground surgeries by the promise of money, of course. However, she ends up with more scars than her clients. In a tweet from the Soska Sisters, they say, "You'll dig the story that picks up where the film left off. Have always wanted to expand Mary's world a few seasons to really dig into her journey. I am actually looking forward to this. I don't know what channel it's going to stream on. I'm going to take a wild guess here and say this will be on Shudder, and I am looking forward to it very much. I really liked American Mary. I think I actually did a review for it on Scream Stream. If you have not seen that, I highly recommend it. It's a great movie, and so far I've liked everything that the Soska Sisters have done, even their reality show Hellevator, which was on Sci-Fi for a couple of seasons. If you haven't seen that, see if you can find that somewhere. That's also a really good show to watch. And one more thing that popped into my mind because of ADHD, this new horror film that's been going around TikTok called Skinamarink. It's supposed to be the scariest thing that people have seen. This finally picked up distribution and will be in theaters and on Shudder in January. Now, I have seen the trailer for it. It looks pretty creepy. We'll see how it goes. Now, that's all for this week's news. Let's get into the new releases. Now, there aren't a whole lot of new releases this week, but what we do have for rental and purchase is Pray for the Devil, Bones and All, which we did see in the theater, and I'm going to review that film on TikTok. Lullaby, saw the trailer on TikTok. It looks pretty creepy. We'll see. And then Terrifier 2 is now available for rent on Amazon. On Hulu, we have Takashi Miike's Connect. This is a series based on a webtoon. Nobody apparently knew that this thing was out, and there seems to be a lack of promotion for it, but it is available, and it's been streaming on Hulu for a week or so now, and it's in my queue, and I will be watching this and doing a review on this as well. And then finally on Tubi, we have It Chapter 1 and Bed Rest. I do not know what Bed Rest is, never heard of it, but I will probably check it out. I mentioned this before on the show. Don't sleep on Tubi. If you haven't been looking at it, they have a lot of great horror films, a lot of indie stuff. Some of it's not so great, but there are some real gems in there, especially if you like found footage. Like I do, there is a lot of really good found footage there on Tubi. And that's going to do it for this week's episode of Scream Stream. Again, if you like more Scream Stream content, head over to screampod.com. You can also subscribe to the show on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever else podcasts are served. You can watch video versions on YouTube and over on Spotify. Please consider dropping me a follow over on TikTok. That's tiktok.com/@ScreamStream. I'm also on Instagram, instagram.com/scream_stream. I'm on Twitter, but I really don't know if I'm going to be using Twitter that much longer. It's a big shit show over there, and I'm just really not impressed. So until next time, I'm James saying, if it was real, the cameraman would be dead too. Good night. All right. I think that was good. I am impressed with myself.